I've created the form in Google, I'm going to go back into my Google Drive, and I can see that there is my practice quiz that I created. I've already taken the quiz, and when I took it I needed to do all the right answers because that would be the form that is used by Flubaroo to grade all other forms. So here is the one that I have responded to, and it even puts in parentheses, this is the response sheet called Flubaroo Practice Quiz. You can name it whatever you want, but this would be the response quiz, and it always does show you that it's responses by putting that in parentheses. So I am going to click on the quiz response and bring that up. You can see my categories even tells the time I took the test, and these would be the answers across the top, including the answers to those identification questions that we asked, first name, last name, and email address. So what we need to do is install the Flubaroo script. To do that, you'll have your response form, go up to Tools, and come to Script Gallery. There are many, many different scripts that you could use, but the one we're looking for is in education. So I'm going to filter through all these hundreds of scripts by going over into the left and clicking on Education. Now that it is filtered to the education scripts, up here in the top I'm going to type in Flubaroo rather than having to scroll through them all. And then click the search. And there it is. And it explains what Flubaroo is. Also over here gives you more information and gives you the install button. Now even though I may have installed this script gallery on another quiz that I've done, because this is a new quiz, I have to install it again. So I'm installing here. It just takes a few minutes here. Authorizations required. The app needs authorization to run, so I click OK, continue this. And then it's going to go through some authorization questions. The app would like to know who you are on Google, view your email address, view and manage your spreadsheets in Google Drive. Well, that has to do that to be able to see your quiz. View and manage data associated with the application, send an email to you, and so on. So these are all good. If you're not able to see this whole piece, you may have to pull the window up a little bit, which I'm having to do, and grab it by the corner and just pull down so that you can see the whole thing, because you must see the accept button to go on to the next step. Alright, so the last thing is to connect to an external service, and we click accept. You might have noticed I had an unresponsive sheet come up. It went away as soon as I clicked on accept, so don't let that worry you. Okay, so now it has installed. I have the green bar, says it has installed, and I can click on close here. Now this doesn't look any different to me, except if I look across my menu bar at the top, I now have Flubaroo. So let's go through. I'm going to get the test again. Go back to my quiz, and I'm going to the live form just to show you how this works. It's the grading piece. View live form, and of course I would be giving this address for this live form to the participants. So they're going to take the quiz, and remember I've taken it once and given the correct answers. They're taking it now, and I would just Christmas tree it just to give you an example of this. Okay. And there's a fake address, and I click submit. Okay. Again, it always gives you the thank you, and you could create your own form. We're just going to close that window. Now I'm going back to my Google Drive. I want to see my responses. Here's my Flubaroo responses. And I will see not only the one that I did that is the correct response, which is on line 2, but I'll see the one on line 3, which is the one I just did, my Jane Doe response. And if I had several different students, they would all continue to be listed down the sheet. Let's grade the sheet now. So we go to Flubaroo, and we tell it to grade the assignment. it's running the script. Let it go. It won't take very long. And then the grading window will appear. It says, please select the grading option for each of the questions in the assignment. So you can assign points per question. Flubaroo is a script. Point, here's my question, and that one was a true and false on my quiz. This line identifies the person taking the quiz. The first name, that's an identifier. Last name, another identifier is the email address. So since those are identifying questions, I would not assign any points to those. If I only did one question on this, we will leave this as 1 point. Click Continue at the bottom, and then the second step is going to appear, and I'm trying to move that up, and if it won't work, you may have to just scroll down a little bit. So now you have to tell the program which one of these responses is the correct response that it's going to use to grade all other responses. And that would be my very first one here. This would be my answer key. It's the correct response. I click on that. All the other responses would be listed down here. And I'm going to click Continue. Grading the assignment. Now the grading is complete. I can view my grades. And I can see this is the person that did it. This is the percentage. I haven't emailed the grade to them. I can scroll on over and I can see, as soon as I get that to come over, this was the question that they missed. So it highlights it in orange. If you look at the very bottom of the spreadsheet, I'm on the grading sheet right now. The other sheet is my student submission sheet. So you can go back between those. They're the responses or submissions, and this would be my grading sheet. And then I can ask it to send the grades. By emailing the grades, I'm going to choose number 2, email the grades. It's running the script again, and then I'm going to say use the email question, include the list of questions and scores. You can include the questions and the answer key if you would like. And if you want to put a message in the email so that they not only receive their answers, but they receive a message from you, you may do that. Then click Continue. It grades it, and then it will send it to them in their email. It's going to notify you that how many have been graded and successfully emailed, and then you're done. To assign the quiz to participants, open the practice quiz, click on View Live Form, copy the URL at the top by clicking once, using your Control-C or right-clicking and choosing Copy. And I would suggest that you use a program called Bitly. You can Google this, but it is bitly.com. You can paste the link. It's a long link here. It's going to shorten that link, and it will also keep a copy of all your links so you can go back and look to see what the short links are for each one of the pages that you've done that on. That way you can send them a very short link to get to your quiz. Because that was saved on our Charlotte County Google page, it gives it the name Charlotte County Public Schools. I would definitely change that name by putting your mouse up next to it, clicking on the pencil and editing the name so that you know this is your Flubaroo quiz. And let me capitalize that. There we go. So you have now just renamed that link. It keeps the link exactly the same, but rather than calling it Charlotte County Public Schools, it calls it Flubaroo Quiz.